Okay, welcome again to this tonight's class, and I hope that you're doing well, and I wish you soon recovery, by the way. Well, last time we talked about, pollution, and basically we discussed two types of pollution, water pollution and air pollution. Well, let us start with the first type, which has to do with water pollution. What are, just for revision, what are some of the sources of water pollution? How do people or how water gets contaminated?
uh, industry
Mhm.
by industry and the factories
Yeah, great. What do
uh,
industries and factories do? How do they pollute
wastes
water?
the waste.
Industrial waste. Industrial waste. Very good. Okay, so the
Yeah.
factories and industries and so basically factories, great. They throw their industrial waste into the water, right? Contaminating water. Very good. Okay, what are other types of waste that we have that can pollute water? You have industrial waste,
Human waste,
human waste too. Great, yes. Like what? Human waste.
trash,
Uh-huh, trash, and also
uh,
sewage, right?
sewage.
Remember that's great. We have here sewage. That's dirty water that comes out from bathrooms, kitchen, toilets, and so on. Great. Yeah, the sewage. Good. Okay. Yes, and also we have the medical waste too. Is another problem actually, right? Well, and something else is what we call oil spill. Yeah. Are you familiar with the word oil spill? What does that mean? Oil spill.
I know.
You have no idea?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a very important word to know, right? It has to do with water pollution. Oil spill, right? Oil spill, we have in the sea, right? There are, oil tankers. Over the sea, there are oil tankers carrying
Yes, yeah.
oil from place, from country to another country. Sometimes when these oil tankers crash, they spill a huge amount of tons of oil into water, polluting and contaminating water and, killing many great marine populations. Are you familiar right now? Do you understand what does the word oil spill mean? Yes. Okay. So it's a phenomenon, right? These things happen actually, and it kills a huge amount or a huge number of marine populations. Okay, so these are some of the ways or the sources of pollution, of water pollution. And there is another kind of pollution that we talked about last time, which has to do with water. I remember, first of all, about if you remember some of the figures and stats related to water pollution. Remember that there is only 1% of water, of all of the planet's water, is pure drinking water, right? Pure drinking
Good.
water
Yeah.
is only 1%, right, on the earth, right? However, the remaining water is not pure drinking water, right? It's not good for drinking. Why? Because it's basically
Uh,
salty,
it,
right? It is
salty and
salty.
you reused also.
Exactly, right? Yes, it's salty, like the water we have in the ocean, right, and so on. It's salty. It's not good for to drain. Well, how about air pollution? What are some of the sources of air pollution?
Uh, in the factories like carbon emission.
Okay, tell me the process. Yeah, give me a sentence in which you explain
Ca-
how do factories and so on, right? Yeah, and pollute air. Yes.
the carbon release from the industries, the cars.
Let's say let's say the factories and cars and vehicles release. Release what?
Release the carbon
The carbon dioxide, right? They release
dioxide.
carbon dioxide, and not just carbon dioxide and other toxic gases, right?
Gases.
Sulfur too, right? Not just carbon dioxide. We got the sulfur dioxide, we got the nitrogen, right, and so on. So many toxic gases are released and given off into the air, leading to the the pollution of the air, right, or to the air pollution. Okay, so the accumulation of toxic gases and the smoke in the air, turns into something that we call smog, right? That's
Yeah.
called the smog, right? I mean, when the air is full of smoke.
Like the fog.
Ah, right. Exactly. It looks like the fog, right? So, but it's because of pollution, right? Just like clouds of polluted air, right? And gases and smoke. Okay, so how do they make air, right? How do the smog make air? How does it affect the air, right? Yes. How
It pollutes
how can you
the air.
describe the air, right? Of such and this
It,
process of respiration and breathe in, right, and so on.
it pollutes the air. This pollution can cause some terrifying sickness or like uh,
Sicknesses, right, or diseases, right? Good.
diseases like
Mm-hmm.
asthma and something like that.
Asthma, right? Very good. Uh-huh. Lung cancer, right? Asthma,
Yeah.
lung cancer, and breathing issues, right? And heart disease too, right? And breathing issues. Breathing when the when the air is full of smog, it is very hard for people to breathe, right? They find it very difficult to breathe, right? Because the air is not fresh, right? Okay, so these are some of the problems that we discussed last time. And today we're going to continue with soil pollution to finish with the major types of pollution. There are many other types of pollution, actually, not just air, water, and soil pollution. We're talking about nuclear pollution, radioactive pollution, talk about many other kinds, right, of pollution, actually, right? Well, let's move on right away to soil pollution. We're going to watch a very short 5 minute clip again, as usual, and then we'll be discussing it together. And if we still have time, we may jump to, reading, because I have already shared a reading activity with you. We may read that text again in order to enrich our background with words and ideas and expressions, about this topic. So let's go. Soil pollution, right? Okay, remember, again, as you are watching the video, try to find out how the land or how the soil is polluted. What are the sources of soil pollution, and the elements that pollute the soil, and how can we minimize this type or major type of pollution. I think that's gonna be enough. All right, so here the video is discussing the soil pollution. Great. So again, what are some of the ways in which the soil is polluted?
The soil is polluted by human by taking their trash in the ground and like they didn't reuse it and
Yeah,
uh,
right.
also factories
They throw
they,
trash and garbage into the land, right? That trash which is buried maybe in the land, right, or dumped over there, right, is directly polluting the environment, including the soil. And even that trash which is buried, it produces the methane gas, right, which again can be very, very dangerous, to the living beings, right, including human beings and animals, right? Okay, nice. So yeah, what are some of the elements that can pollute, great, the soil in addition to trash? What kind of trash do we have out there?
Uh, we have industry trash
Yeah,
and
industrial trash. All right.
human daily trash like bottles,
Okay, plastic bags,
plastic.
plastic bottles. Very good. Plastic is very dangerous to the soil. All right, we got plastic, bags and bottles and so on. We have also not just plastic, but we also have, yes,
Uh,
metals,
it,
right? Some toxic metals actually, guys, can destroy the soil, right? Some metals are not are toxic, right? If we're talking especially about some toxic metals like the uranium, like some toxic metals that can have radioactive radiation, right? Right? Radioactive elements. So those things actually, can destroy, let's say, the soil for a long term, right? It makes the soil less fertile. You know what I mean? Fertile. Fertile.
صالحة like
خصوبة يعني fertility. We're talking about fertility. الخصوبة. Less fertile يعني أقل fertile. أقل خصوبة, right? Okay, less fertile, right? Yeah, we're talking about the fertility, الخصوبة دي الأرض, right? And to what extent it can be useful for agriculture. لأي حدا تكون نافعة صالحة للزراعة, right? Okay. That's very nice. Okay, so and again, something that we have to remember or that to bear in mind is that these three major types of pollution are intertwined. I mean, one type of pollution can contribute to the other type of pollution. If we're talking about air pollution, those toxic gases and so on, when they accumulate in the air, they can come down in the form of acid rain. Are you familiar with the word acid rain?
yeah.
Oh, so acid rain again, it's pollutes the soil, and including what? Including the plants, right? And it can kill also the some of the living beings. Great. So when the plants are contaminated, that means that the living beings which are going to feed on those plants, they are going to get contaminated too, right? And people who are going to eat those fruits and so on, they are going to, to get sick, right? And have diseases, right? So this is how, let's say, each type of pollution contribute to the other. Again, if we're talking about the effects of soil pollution on our health and the environment, how can you explain that, right? Yes, what are some of the effects, let's say, of soil pollution on
The-
our health?
it can cause us lots of diseases like skin
Hmm.
problems,
Skin diseases,
allergy,
right? Good. Hmm.
allergy.
Allergy,
Uh,
yes, great. Especially when talking about another element of soil pollution, which is the pesticides, right? Insecticides and pesticides, right? Those strays, right, that we stray, right? Those chemical strays are very, very dangerous, great. We use the chemical strays, great, and pesticides in order to protect, let's say, great, the plants, great, and the fruits from insects and so on. But though that spray is poisonous, right? Masmoom is poisonous. It may kill humans. It may cause health issues to people and also to the animals, which are might feed, let's say, on those plants. Good. Yes. Okay. So we have skin diseases, great. Maybe cancer, maybe skin cancer, maybe allergy, great. As you talked about, it's very important. Yes. Okay. And that's it, great. So a lot of problems of health issues, actually, great. Okay, I think we covered all the basic points related to soil pollution. Now, what we are going to do, Ryan, is that we are going to move to read the essay I have shared with you, that short essay. We're going to read it together and see, discover if there are some new ideas or new words to learn and so on. And then at the end, I will challenge you, right? You will be delivering and presenting a short public speech in front of, imagine that you are before an audience, in front of an audience. And then you speak about pollution, you define what pollution is, and then you give the three major types of pollution, and you'll talk about the sources of each pollution, the elements that causes that pollution. Those elements of pollution are called pollutants. We call them pollutants, right? Water pollutants. We talk about air pollutants and so on, and their negative effects. In addition to some suggestions to minimize the phenomenon. All right, so let me share with you right away the essay that we are going to read together and, discuss more. Bismillah. Okay, here we go. I hope that you can see the screen very well. All right, so I'm going to read the first paragraph and then you read the next and so on and so forth. Right. Pollution. Pollution is the introduction of harmful substances. Introduction of harmful. إدخال, right? عناصر, right? ولا مواد مؤذية, right? ضارة. Right, pollution is the introduction of harmful substances into the environment, causing damage to nature and living things. It can affect the air, water, and land, making it difficult for humans, animals, and plants to survive. Among the various types of pollution, air pollution, soil pollution, and water pollution are some of the most harmful. The next paragraph is yours. Come on. Yeah, you start to read.
Air pollution occurs when harmful gases and tiny particles mix with the air we breathe. Smoke from factories, cars, and burning waste releases chemicals like carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. This can cause health problems like asthma and lung disease, and also contribute to global warming and acid rain, which harm plants and animals.
Okay, great. Okay, so what do you think is the main idea here? How does air pollution occur?
When the gases and the particles mix with the air.
Great. Gas is like what?
Uh, like carbon dioxide, dioxygen.
Carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide. Great. Yes. Okay. So these are some of the toxic gases that contribute to the pollution of the air. Great. Okay. And we also have chemicals. Great. Okay. So those chemicals, to which carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide belong to. Great. It can cause, let's say, a lot of problems, actually, not just the pollution of the air, but some health issues. What are some of the health issues that air pollution might cause?
Like asthma,
Yes,
and
great.
lung disease.
Very good. Asthma, lung disease, and respiratory, great, or breathing issues, great. Okay, so now air pollution, those elements, those air pollutants, including carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, right, and the other toxic chemicals and so on, the smog. So these gases, or what we call greenhouse gases, these are called greenhouse gases, right? They lead to something that we call global warming. So what do we mean by this phenomena, global warming?
Global warming is like word
Mm-hmm.
like it's a problem that the
Mm-hmm.
ice ice in the two poles, the Antarctica and
Mm-hmm.
the North
North Pole and
uh,
the South Pole,
Pole.
great. North Pole, great, yes.
Uh, they like
Melt.
melt, yes.
Okay, yes, great. Leading to
Due to
different climate change, right?
different like the carbon dioxide
Mm-hmm.
causing the increase of the carbon dioxide
Mm-hmm.
and uh, some holes in the atmospheres.
In the atmosphere, right? Okay, so as the word here, expresses, I think it's self-explanatory. Global warming, warming. I mean, warming, right? I mean, increase in the temperature, right?
Mm.
It has to do with the increase in the temperature of the planet, right? Because of what? Because of this, air pollution, right? Because of those toxic gases that are accumulating day after day, year after year in the atmosphere. When there is like a layer of smoke, right, and toxic gases and so on in the atmosphere, the temperature of the Earth or the planet gets higher and higher, right? Imagine, Ryan, if you cover yourself with the plastic bag, how are you going to feel, right? You can't breathe,
Hot.
right? You feel that
Yeah.
it's so hot inside, right? It's the same thing for for the globe, right? For the planet. So the temperature of the Earth gets higher, and when the temperature gets higher, as you said, the ice, right, in the both poles, right, is going to melt and causing what? Causing different aspects or kinds of climate change, basically floods, right? And the weather is changing in unexpectedly, right, in a certain way. So that's global warming, right? And also another result or effect of this kind of pollution is acid rain. Air pollution leads to acid rain. I mean, the clouds of smoke, of toxic gases, right? The right change from time to time into acid rain, right? It comes down as acid rain,
Yeah.
and this harms the plants and animals and all the living beings. Okay, let me read the next paragraph. Soil pollution happens when harmful chemicals and waste such as pesticides, plastic, and industrial chemicals are dumped into the ground. They dumped into the ground, right? This pollution makes the soil less fertile, making it harder for crops, المحاصيل, and plants to grow. It also poisons, تسمم, right, underground water. Oh, this is something very important here. Underground water, which can harm people and animals who depend on it for drinking. Okay, so what did you get? What did you understand from this paragraph?
Uh, I understand that the soil pollution happens when the chemicals
Mhm.
are dumped into the ground.
Are damped and buried right in the ground. Good. Okay, so what's the
This
effect?
can
Come
it
on.
can it can cause the soil
It can
less.
make, let's say, it can make.
It can decrease the fertility
Good job. Great. The fertility, great, or
of the
fertility rate
ground,
of the soil. Mm-hmm.
well, and making it harder for plants to grow.
Yeah, plants and the crops to grow. Very good. Yes. Okay. So again, it has also an effects on the underground water. What happened? Or what happens rather? What happens to this
Uh,
underground water? فرشة المائية, huh?
Poisons
Yes.
underground water, which can cause the death of so many species, such as animals,
Yeah, so many
uh,
species like animals and
fish.
all the different living beings, right? Okay, because when they drink that water which is contaminated, right, they are going to get infected, right, and by toxic elements and poisons, right? Very good. Water pollution occurs when wastes and harmful substances such as oil, plastic, and chemicals. These are called pollutants, water pollutants, right? The word is written this
Yeah.
way, right? Excuse me, right? Pollutants, ملوثات, right? Pollutants. Okay, so when they are dumped into rivers, lakes, and oceans, this makes the water unsafe for drinking and kills fish, right, and other aquatic animals, right? Aquatic animals, it means marine populations, right? الحيوانات المائية, right? Yes, fish and so on, right? Polluted water can spread diseases to humans and destroy ecosystems that depend on clean water to survive. Okay, so I think it's quite clear. So it just in one sentence, what do you understand from water pollution?
Water pollution, like
Mhm.
it's uh,
It is a result of what?
results of waste deposited by human and industry,
Uh-huh. It's
such as
it is a result of waste caused by or
caused by human,
produced by
produced by
Mhm.
industries and human being,
and human
such
beings, right? And which is mostly dumped into.
dumped into rivers, lakes, and oceans.
Yeah, great. Yes, okay. All right.
It makes the water like unhealthy,
Yeah, great job. Healthy and
and can lead animals to death.
very good. Good job. Great animals and let's can lead aquatic animals.
Aquatic
Right?
animals.
مصطلح جديد. Aquatic يعني مائية. It has to do with water or the marine life. Very good. Okay, nice. And it also contribute to the spread of different diseases, right? When people drink contaminated water, right, the different diseases are going to spread. Some of the diseases, do you remember some of the diseases caused by water pollution?
Uh, cholera,
Cholera, right, good.
uh, some like
Hepatitis, do you remember the
yes,
word hepatitis? التهاب الكبد, right?
yes.
Hepatitis, great. Let me write the word for you, right? Hepatitis التهاب الكبد، right. يعني الكبدة اللي كدوز الماكلة وكتهضم بزاف د الأمور وكذا كتساعد في الهضم. It may be infected, right? Hepatitis, right, this way. Okay, great. Okay, so no, great. That's exactly hepatitis. Yes, and cholera and many other diseases, actually. Great. I'm going to read the last paragraph and then, inshallah, summarize. We're going to stop, let's see, at the last paragraph. To reduce pollution, oh, now this is an introduction. How can we minimize, right? To reduce, let's see, the effects of pollution or this phenomena. Individuals, people like me and you, and government must work together. We must collaborate. We can't say that it's the government's responsibility or it is your responsibility or it's mine alone, right, or whatever. But it is a shared responsibility. مسؤولية جماعية مشتركة, all right? People can take what they can do, right? People can take small steps like what? Using public transportation, recycling waste, using public transportation instead of driving your car and burning the fuel every day, right? So you can
Yeah.
just keep your car in the garage and then go and right, use the public transportation out there. Like tram, the tram is a very good means of transportation. It's based on green technology, electricity, solar, right, energy. No more, right, carbon, no more carbon dioxide and other toxic gases. Recycling waste, right? Recycling, it's meant to recycle and reuse, right? Planting
Yeah.
trees, planting, right? Because the land, it talks about soil pollution. It's suffering also of something that we call deforestation. Deforestation, I mean, the forests are getting destroyed, right? There is no more green space. So planting trees in order to clean, right, the air. Farmers can use natural fertilizers. الغبار, right? عوض those sprays and chemical fertilizers. Right? We can use natural fertilizers, environment friendly, right, fertilizers. In other words, to avoid poisoning the soil. Industries should treat their waste. Treating the waste is very important, guys, yes, before releasing it into water bodies. And the government must enforce strict laws, right, in order to limit, let's say, harmful activities caused by humans, of course. By making these efforts, we can protect our planet and ensure a healthier future. Okay, so the last word is for you, Ryan, before we close the class, because I have some commitment at 10 o'clock right now. What are some of the ways that we can resort to in order to protect our environment?
Uh, to protect the environments, we must be responsible, responsible to our actions,
Mhm.
because people now are just throwing and not thinking what's
Mm.
going on in this world.
Yes.
Uh, we should also uh, inform people uh, to treat this waste and something like that uh, uh, in the
Mhm.
right way.
Yeah, great. Yeah, in the right
Uh,
way. Yeah, to encourage them to recycle, reuse,
Yes.
and reproduce, right? Instead of just drinking maybe water and then, right, you throw the bottle, right? We can use that bottle, that plastic bottle again, right, in order to, for something else instead of buying another bottle and then, right, throwing it again, right? Yes, okay. Cleaning, reusing, recycling, and we can use recycle bins, right? In our neighborhood, right? To protect our neighborhood, the environment, we can use recycle bins, right? One for plastic, one for the glass, one for metals, one for paper, and the authorities are going to take those, right? That's those bins, right? Or the trash, which is well organized, right, and categorized in order to recycle it again, right? Okay, they can make use of that plastic to produce something new, great, whatever. Okay, yes, I think, great, we've come to the end of the class and we have covered all the main important points. We still have one challenge. Inshallah, for the next class, we need to work on a project to write an article like this one, in which you talk about let's say pollution. Again, as we learned in the writing methodology, you are required as a homework, as a writing assignment, to write a short essay. There will be a paragraph, an introduction, right, in which you define what is pollution. It's the introduction of harmful substances and so on, that. And then you raise some questions, maybe, right? Introduction, and then one paragraph about water pollution, one about air pollution, another one about soil pollution, and the conclusion will be to suggest ways to protect our environment. Is the writing assignment clear for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have any question before you go?
No.
All right, that's it for tonight, Ryan. I hope you will enjoy your night, great, and I wish you good luck. And see you next time, inshallah. Great, all the best, and goodbye.
Goodbye.